What I wrote down was, I don't know if I could ever bone in a barn full of monkeys.
Oh.
Well, the monkeys are looking at you.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
I know that, Mr. Man. They also call them cereals. I'm not stupid, you know.
The story is ludicrous. You can imagine where it goes from here.
Fixes the cable.
There was a man whose prison was a chair. The man had a monkey. They made the strangest pair.
What kind of experiment was it, Jeff? What did you do to him? What did you do to me?
The monkey ruled the man. It climbed inside his head. And now, as fate would have it, one of them is dead. Monkey Shines. An experiment in fear.
Here we are at Black Dog Video in East Vancouver. It is After Dark, which makes this podcast Black Dog After Dark. Three guys sitting in a dark video store, drinking beer, talking about movies. This week we're talking about Monkey Shines.
Monkey Shines.
First impressions for me, I remember Monkey Shines coming out 1988. I remember there was this creepy-ass commercial that was on TV. You didn't know what the movie was about, but the entire commercial was just this brass monkey banging a cymbal, and there was this poem that says there was a man whose prison was a chair, and you didn't know anything about the movie. So then when I finally saw it on video, I think I was a little too young for it because I thought it was really boring when I was a kid. It didn't scare me at all.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's my first impression. How about you, Alex?
I saw it in high school on VHS, and I remember my sister watching it with me, one of my sisters, and couple of friends, and I remember us enjoying it. I was in high school at that point, and
You enjoyed it? Like, you enjoyed it like it was a good, scary movie?
Well, we didn't find it so much scary, but we were really entertained. There were a couple of jolt moments, but mostly...
Were you drinking Jolt Cola? Is that what you're talking about?
No, we were not drinking Jolt Cola, but...
was it like a drinking game? Every time the monkey shined, you had to drink some cola?
Drink some Jolt Cola?
No, but the next time I watch Monkey Shines or drink Jolt Cola, I will bring the two together.
Wow. Do they even sell Jolt Cola anymore?
I don't know if they do.
Only to like teenagers.
But I saw it back then.
You have to show ID that you're a teenager to buy Jolt.
We really enjoyed it, more like a thriller action movie kind of thing. But I liked it then.
Yeah, I didn't like it when I first saw it. I thought I watched it probably around the same time when it came out on DVD, or not DVD, VHS back in the day. I didn't actually want to get it for the store because I didn't like it.
Over a few times over the years, I suggested we get it in. Basically, just because, well, not because people were asking for it specifically. I find this movie's really forgotten.
Yeah.
Especially considering who directed it, but I did suggest we get it a few times just to complete the Romero collection, and you, quote-unquote, referred to it several times as, quote-unquote, terrible movie. And I was like, yeah, it's not his best, but it's like complete.
Is my opinion going to change by the end of this movie? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and I was saying how my roommates strangely were talking about this movie.
And they come home to find you watching it.
They come home to find me watching Monkey Shines.
Were you naked?
Not entirely.
Not entirely. You're making a sandwich.
Just the bits that I was making a sandwich.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So should we start? You want to talk about the movie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like first of all, I was surprised by the cast.
Well, I love the image right on the front with it was the red with the silhouette of the monkey.
Yeah.
It looked like it had a mullet to me. It looked like this monkey. It was like a Billy Ray Cyrus monkey.
Achy breaky monkey. Yeah.
Achy breaky monkey. Yeah.
I love that old school kind of aesthetic because it looks like it was like made by hand or something. Yeah. Monkey Shines in red on black with like a screaming monkey face through the letters.
And then it fades in. Yeah, it was very reminiscent. Well, I guess Stranger Things is the show that it reminded me of. The credit sequence to that. It's totally from the 80s, and it was totally from this.
It's great.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is late 80s. When I saw that, I felt like I was about to watch a real horror movie. I was like, oh, good. It's like it actually has that aesthetic.
And then we're introduced to
naked people.
Yeah.
Right out of the gate.
He's doing his nude exercises.
Well, it's a naked woman. Like the movie starts out with Janine Turner in the buff.
Was she? I don't remember. I just remember him working out naked.
No. It pulls in.
They wake up in bed together.
Wake up in bed, and
then he begins his exercises.
Right.
Well, yeah, you could say that.
Was she nude?
She was completely nude.
Really?
And like the blanket was all pulled. He was nude, and I was like, wow, a nude dude immediately. And then it's like, ooh, nude lady.
Right.
And then,
That will be
for no reason, you never need to see a person waking up in the morning in a movie. And here they open with a person but it's, as we come to find out, it's a very, very special morning for our lead character.
Yes, it wasn't going to be his best morning ever.
Yeah.
So he like any good guy that works out, he loads his backpack full of bricks and takes them for a run.
Yeah.
Because I think that was the thing to do at the time.
Well, whenever I walk to work, I put 3 or 4 bowling balls in my backpack.
You do, yes.
Yeah.
It makes me more comfortable because they're flat circle.
But he jogs to work with bricks in his backpack.
Yeah. He's like the toast of the town, the king of Kensington.
He high fives a cyclist.
He high fives a cyclist.
Yeah.
You know, he's saying hi to this guy and that guy. And then, unfortunately, a dog comes barking at him. He freaks out and runs on the road and gets hit by a van or something.
Yeah, smoked by like a pure.
But it was the weirdest being hit by a vehicle in a movie I've seen. Because you know, when you get hit by something, you fly forward.
Yeah.
You go wherever. But he went straight up in the air, did like a pirouette.
You know what it reminded me of? Billy Elliot.
I never seen Billy Elliot.
Oh, again, I think we've addressed this on the podcast. You really need to see Billy Elliot. It's an excellent movie. It's really fucking good.
There's lots of good movies out there.
It's great. It's great, man. You got to see it.
Oh, all right.
I know there's lots of great movies. Billy Elliot's, anyways. But like the poster for Billy Elliot is him jumping with the sky in the background. And
he had bricks on his back too in that.
That's right. Billy Elliot danced.
They call him Bricky then.
He danced with bricks in his backpack, in his knickers, bricks in his knickers. Anyways,
brick knickers.
Long story short, wakes up in the hospital.
Yeah.
Surprise, you can't ever walk or move your arms ever again.
Yeah.
He's quadriplegic. Yeah.
There's like when they pan across the hospital, there's like this card with this goofy looking at it. Might even have a monkey on it. It's like, sorry about your accident. It's like a happy goofy face. It's like, who would want to see that?
Oh my God.
Why
people treat him very differently than I would treat somebody. If a friend of mine wound up, and actually a friend of mine did wind up being quadriplegic.
Did
once.
you give him a card that said sorry about your accident?
Yeah, and we didn't throw him a big party either.
Yeah, so he gets home,
surprise,
he gets home from
you'll never move again party.
Yeah, gets home from the hospital.
Yeah.
And then they throw him a giant party.
And that line, I still remembered it from when I saw this film originally. I always found the image when he's flying through the air.
Mm-hmm.
When he gets hit, I always remembered the bricks hitting the ground. You see
him.
Yeah,
that's what they show the bricks.
They show him going towards the ground, and then instead of seeing him breaking, you see the bricks shatter.
I don't think there was in the budget to show him hit the ground.
No, but I remembered that. I thought that was a really nice shot. I remember that, and I also remembered a line from this movie from when I originally saw him. The one time is when he comes home, and she says, the doting mother basically says, this is a party to celebrate your new life.
I had that written in, or the start of your new life.
The start of your new
my new
severely limited life.
Yeah.
He's in the hospital, and then Stanley Tucci, the doctor, Tucci comes in and immediately says something like asshole-ish about his hairy ass. Like he's like making fun of his patient. Like he's like, his ass is even hairier than yours. Shut up.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's the smarmy doctor.
And then he slices open his back.
Immediately you're like, well, that guy's for sure gonna die. Like there's no. But I'm thinking it's Tucci. Maybe they'll keep him on board a bit longer than they did. But no.
Yeah, no. He was a good. He plays a good smarmy, slimy dude.
And then they bring him home, and he has a surprise party.
I like it when we're introduced to his running coach. Who for some reason is a big fat guy.
Has exactly one look. You're right. Totally.
This is his coach. Was his coach.
That's right.
Yeah, I was his coach.
You get all this.
Too soon? I wish someone had said that.
Yeah, I know.
He's like, oh, I'm out of a job. Thanks a lot.
My only client.
Yeah, anyway, so the gang's all there. He comes home, and what happened to that party? The doctor's there, and Janine Turner's there.
We also learned that's when she hasn't ever visited him in the hospital since he was there. She's obviously left him because she's like every time he comes near her, she's like all uncomfortable and tries to get away.
Yeah.
And so we learn that she's out of there. She's not hanging around with the
and we find out later that she's boning the creepy doctor.
Yeah. I'm not sure why.
Oh, okay. And so then we're introduced. She gets on the phone and she calls somebody. She's like, Jeffrey, where are you? And we are then introduced to my favorite thing, about even more than the psychotic monkey, my favorite thing in this movie. Absolutely. What the guy just happens, the quadriplegic guy.
Alan is his name.
Alan.
Yes.
Alan just so happens to have a best friend who's a mad scientist.
Well, when we're first introduced to him, he's like squeezing a brain out of like a tube and slicing it like it's like a slushy or something.
Yeah, like he missed Alan's party.
Yeah, so because he was too busy squeezing a brain out of a tube.
Yeah, and he even talks about it. He's like, here's the brain. You know what I mean? He's like, there's no one in the room with him, and he's talking about what he's doing. He's like,
well, he's talking to the monkeys.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, it's funny when he's introduced, he's doing that, and I said, wow, this guy's like a poor man's Jeffrey Combs from Reanimator.
I got that impression as well.
I don't know what a poor man's though. I thought he was great.
Yeah, he was. To me, he was trying to be Reanimator Jeffrey Combs.
I still really liked him though.
No, I like him too. I know. I don't complain about him, but that's what it reminded me of. And then we find out his name's Jeffrey. So I'm wondering if that's maybe a little to the Reanimator.
Well, he combs his hair a lot in this movie.
He does.
I guess it's after the party that his mother decides that she's going to move in to this great big creepy house that he lives in.
That's way later.
That's later. No, they hire the nurse. The nurse got that stupid bird. And then the nurse is like the shittiest nurse ever.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's played by Romero's wife, as far as I know. That's his wife.
And
That's
she's
hilarious.
like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
Like she's referred to as Nurse Ratchet at one point.
Yeah.
And
she has a funny line because somebody says about that this is her job, and she always hates it. She goes, "God has given me that burden." She says this to Alan.
As far as I can tell, only 3 of the characters survive the movie. If I'm not mistaken.
There's not that much death in the movie.
Melanie survives, Alan survives.
Spoiler alert.
And the bitchy nurse survives.
I pegged her.
And Stephen Root survives.
I pegged her as getting killed so early on in the movie. I guess kudos that they didn't do the predictable thing, and they had to take somebody from her family, so they took the bird. But that bird was a dick.
Because I actually wrote down like, fuck the monkey. This bird is the real threat in this movie. Is this evil fucking bird.
I don't get it. I don't get birds. Like, they're in a cage, they just make noise, and they don't, like, I don't know, no person. There's a bird. Who the fuck wants a bird?
We had a budgie in our family, and when it died, we buried it in the pet cemetery. Yes,
did it come back to life?
Didn't come back to life, though. That movie is false advertising.
The mad scientist. Jeffrey Fisher has been doing is he's been like shaving brains, and I guess he boils it or something, and then he injects it into monkeys. But he says to the monkey, "I know it hurts, but it beats going back to the jungle, doesn't it?" And I'm like,
I thought that. No.
Like, no, I'm pretty sure the monkey would way rather be in the fucking jungle.
No, I love the jungle. You took me from the jungle.
I'd rather be in this sterile facility being stabbed with sharp objects all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, who wants to shit, fuck, and eat fruit all day?
They fuck fruit? Monkeys fuck fruit?
Did I say fuck fruit?
You said shit, eat, and fuck fruit all day.
Did I really say that? Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
The last podcast we recorded, Darkman, someone calls someone else a dink.
A dink?
Yeah.
Best word ever.
Yeah, and he calls, when Fisher shows up, there's these hippies, and they're like spray painting, like, stop torturing animals.
But you notice how old they were? They're like old dudes. They're like my age.
Yeah, they're like us.
Yeah. And then they all run away from him. He's like one dude.
And then he goes like, yeah, you better run, you fucking dinks. Like, he calls them dink. Like, was this that big an expression in the 80s? That
maybe it was.
I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing Dinky back.
Well, and
good band name.
Bringing Dinky back.
The Dinks.
The Dinks.
The Dinks.
I think there is a band called the Dinks. There must be.
He's a terrible mad scientist because he doesn't really do anything.
I think he's a really good mad scientist.
My question is, why do you want to make monkeys smarter? Like, aren't they already fucking smart enough? Like, they're monkeys. They're the next.
Yeah.
They're smart as some people.
We never really find out what the hell it is he's trying to accomplish.
Is it like does he want them to maybe become like butlers, or maybe drive cars, maybe pilots or something?
Since Deep Blue Sea, the go-to seems to be Alzheimer's. Like, whenever they're fucking with brains of animals, they go, we're testing our Alzheimer's medication.
There's no cure yet. That's why.
Yeah.
Why not cold? Why not start with a cold? Maybe make monkeys smarter so they can figure out how to, cold remedies. Maybe that's what he's doing.
Okay, but it's not like one scientist can just do anything. There's a million scientists all working on incrementally different things.
They might write all war and peace.
So smart monkeys, we could use them for war.
What would you use them for?
To kill the other monkeys, the Russian monkeys.
Because they're developing smart monkeys too. Mm. That was the famed smart monkey race of the late 80s.
Well, see, I'm guessing he's trying. Well, you never really know. but he seems to have unlimited resources. This motherfucker shows up to work. He shoos the hippies and goes, you fucking dirty dinks or whatever.
You dirty
and then he
dinks.
goes directly into his lab, and he's just carrying a human brain in like a, you know, like just do, and he doesn't wash his hands. Like, okay,
or put on gloves or anything like that.
I've noticed this ever since Outbreak. I don't know the last time you ever saw the movie Outbreak, but nobody closes a door or washes their hands at any point in that fucking movie.
That's why there was an outbreak.
Yeah, well, duh, you know. And so this guy, same thing. He just comes in and he just pulls out a brain and he starts shaving away, and he's got his trench coat on, and like he keeps his coat on and doesn't wash his hands, like. Oh, and he's also a fucking junkie, right? Like
right. Well, he's shooting up. He's shooting up the same stuff. Or is he actually shooting up drugs?
Oh, it's not the same stuff because at the end of the movie he shoots himself up to try and, Okay, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a lot that doesn't make sense in this movie.
There was a funny thing after this. I guess Alan was diagnosed with what they called clinical depression syndrome.
Clinical depression
syndrome. No, you're just depressed, dude. But then I think it's Jeffrey goes on. And I think he ends up talking about someone, either his girlfriend had just left him, or the surgeon Stanley Tucci calls him clinical asshole syndrome.
Yeah.
And then they call her clinical cat syndrome.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. I think I wrote that one down too.
There's some great little, like, funny little zingers in this movie. And
oh,
I laughed out loud in this movie more than I have in a lot of comedies.
So Alan lives alone in this great big house.
Well, the mother wants to stay with him at first, with him and the nurse, but the doctor insists she go back to, like, she lives in another state.
Right.
Because she's depressing him and stressing him out.
She was awful.
She's sitting there like making him watch old home videos.
That's right.
What he could run. It's like the beginning of the Wonder Years, and he's just like, and she's like, "Look at you! You're dressed up for Halloween.
Yeah.
Hey, what was it you always wanted to go as?" She's like, "I always wanted to be Robbie the Robot. I guess I got my wish." And then he rolls out of the room all sad.
Yeah.
Do. Like.
But you guys are laughing like quite hysterically a lot of this, and I don't know if you're laughing at it or with the word, but I'm serious.
Both.
Like the movie really worked for me. Even I didn't laugh so much out loud. Like I found those scenes were actually I found that stuff really sad.
I didn't find it sad. Well, maybe on one level I did, because that would be a horrible thing that happened to anybody. But just the way it was presented with these weird, the card in the hospital and the party, and then
his only real friend is this cranked out
the only
mad
person.
scientist.
The only one who stood by him. Everyone else has slowly abandoned him.
Well, quickly the girlfriend's part.
Very
or they're like coddling him to death, and Jeffrey's is making jokes like, well,
cracking beer.
He's like smoking cigarettes and stuff, and like Jeffrey comes over and Alan has attempted suicide by rolling behind a hanging piece of plastic. So because of this, now is it the Tooch tells the mom split?
I can't remember.
He does. She's basically her overbearingness is not helping.
It's not helping him. Yeah.
And you know what? And Tucci wasn't that bad a doctor. Aside from boning his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Or at least wait a couple of weeks before you bone one of your patient's girlfriends. But he was right. He's like, look, the reason, like, this guy's miserable because his mother is bathing him and all this shit. So then she leaves. And is this when Jeffrey shows up with the monkey?
Yeah, well, he goes somehow. I can't remember how he comes in contact with this other woman, the woman who has a farm. And she's raising
basically Jeffrey.
Yeah, she got like a monkey farm.
Was it a farm of monkeys that were helping people?
It's like a barn full of,
and it's a real program too. Yeah. But Jeffrey, the mad scientist who obviously knows a lot about monkeys, he's experimenting on them and stuff. He visits this woman. Presumably, he just knows about this program already. But he basically, it's him at this sort of outdoor, this farmland run by this woman who's training.
There's a barn full of monkeys.
We're missing a crucial scene before we talk about that.
We are?
Stephen Root. We haven't brought up Stephen Root yet.
Who's Stephen Root?
Stephen Root.
Of course, the meddling.
The meddling, like the
Scientist
mad
mentor.
scientists,
Oh,
even
right.
more insane scientists.
I fucking
superior.
love that guy.
He reminds me a
Funny
lot of
that-
Randy Quaid in this film.
Every scene he was in was like he was the best thing.
He was great, and you know this is his first film.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. He has that grin. It's creepy but funny at the same time.
He was a stage actor, and he basically lied about on his resume about how much film experience he had
To get into this movie?
to get in this movie.
Because he felt the passion of Monkey Shines. He
He,
had to be in it.
exactly. But he was great. And you can always tell when stage actors, you know, Alan Rickman is another example of a stage actor. Die Hard was his first film, and just you got those stage chops, and for some reason it really, really works. Yeah, Stephen Root owned every scene that he was in, but I love that it was two mad scientists.
Yeah.
Like, keep your grubby paws off my freaky brain monkey juice. All right, well, don't touch my rat that's swimming in a fucking tank over there.
That was the most upsetting scene for me in the whole movie.
Yeah.
Is this fucking guy? He just puts a rat. It was like it's also swimming around in like an aquarium. And it's gonna drown.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's just watching it just drown.
Yeah, he says he's conditioning it through fear. His explanation.
For what?
Well, of course, he's totally a sadistic mad scientist, but that's his rationalization.
Because obviously the rat was in distress. You know, he wasn't enjoying that.
So Stephen Root is grinding Jeffrey, mad scientist friend's gears because he's not getting anything accomplished with his brain juice.
Yeah, because like, look at the guy. He's not going to get anything accomplished. He's never going to get anything accomplished being his methods are terrible. Terrible scientist.
What about his weird sleeping theory where it's like he doesn't sleep? Do you remember this?
Jeffrey?
Jeffrey doesn't sleep. He cranks himself up and he says he only sleeps every fourth day. But he says, I've worked it out.
I must have made a sandwich.
He's like, if I stay up for 3 days, I've gained a day.
Oh, right, that's right.
So even if I die at 50, it's like I live to 120 or whatever, and it's like the weirdest math.
Yeah, it's terrible math, and it's a terrible idea because he's gonna be fucking tired and like a lunatic.
The guy had this.
He was going for it.
Further on, establishes him as a total crack.
So, but because Stephen Root is grinding Jeffrey's gears, we gave you a room full of monkeys. Mm-hmm. We gave you a brain. We need you to deliver.
Yeah, exactly. Right? What have you got for us?
What are you
trying to do?
All you do is hang out with your quadriplegic friend.
And why drinking a brain or whatever they're doing, shooting a brain into a monkey? How's that even going to make it smarter? How's that even like? Where's the science there?
Well,
just because you shoot a brain.
That's why he's a mad scientist.
Because he made this elixir, and like all good movie or mad scientist movie elixirs, it's like a glowing orange.
Yeah.
God, I love that shit.
Yeah.
So because Stephen Root is grinding his gears, he's like, wait a minute, I've got a quadriplegic friend. Oh, it's because the monkey was around all the other monkeys. And he noticed that the monkey was a bit smarter whenever he was around or something. So he's like, if I can have this.
That part was a little hazy for me. I didn't understand how they got together or how it didn't really. I don't think maybe it didn't explain itself well enough to me, or maybe I wasn't paying that much attention.
No, well, basically he said the problem is he says to the monkey, and that's a great way for people to get their inner monologue out is talk to a monkey.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
I
talk to a monkey. He's like, I got to get you away from all these fucking apes. What I can't figure out. Oh yeah, because I guess he needs a trainer. Yeah. He's like, I'll give the monkey to my quadriplegic friend.
Right, but you have to train it.
You have to train it, but I'll give you the monkey.
Yeah.
And she's for some reason okay with this.
You're giving me a monkey? I think I have it written down here. You're giving me. Somebody must have said at some point, you're giving me a monkey. I think it was when he gave the monkey to Alan when he took it to Alan's house. And I was thinking like, why do they give him a monkey if he has a nurse to help him out? What do you need a monkey for?
Well, no, I just think that it's simple. Like he also knows he's miserable with his nurse. He wants to give his friend a highly intelligent pet. That's really what it is.
Well, I guess maybe once he gets settled in, they can fire the nurse or get rid of the nurse, and the monkey can take care of him.
Exactly.
But then you're putting all your eggs in one monkey basket, and I don't know if that's a good idea. So they get the monkey, and the monkey comes up and gives Alan a nice little hug, and the monkey hugs are so nice, and a little hug and. And
I don't think I would like a monkey.
He's Alan liked him. He's won over instantly. The monkey starts helping him out.
Yeah.
And then the nurse basically stops doing her job.
Yes.
There's like scenes where the
Well,
monkey,
can
the
you
monkey's
bl-
like,
can
was
you
the
blame-
monkey wearing like a little maid outfit and
Yeah.
he's vacuuming or something
Yeah,
like
he was.
that? And then
Yeah.
the maid's sitting in the chair eating chips or something with her feet up, and there's like shit all around.
Yeah, the monkey's got a little vacuum cleaner that it's pushing around,
Yeah.
and there's this like fun like
Was
I'm
it a-
in love, woo,
Was
or
it
whatever.
was it a montage? Was there a montage?
It was like a montage
A little
of,
monkey
of
montage?
monkey like washing the dishes, monkey
Yeah.
cleaning up the fucking storm drain or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
The monkey was like like
clean up the gutters. The monkey
yeah,
the chimney sweep.
monkey was working on the
Fixing-
on the radio of the car.
Yeah, fixing the car.
Okay.
the monkey training woman, I can't remember what her name is. She
Melanie.
Melanie. She's
Yeah.
attractive. She's attracted to Alan. Alan's attracted to her.
Mhm.
They go off on a fishing date.
Yeah.
For some reason, she's standing in the middle of in the lake, like with these big hip waders on, fishing while he's sitting in the chair. And
Yeah.
then she goes over and lays on the nice blanket with the picnic with her hip waders on. Wow, that's some sexy hip wading picnic action.
Can't wait to get my hands under those hip waders. Yeah, it's like a spacesuit. She's went they went on that beekeeping date. She wore the beekeeping outfit.
And he just sat there and got stung.
Then they went to Chernobyl and she wore that sexy radiation suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so the monkey's helping out. You'd think the nurse would be like, oh, great, this monkey's doing half my
That's
work.
what I thought, but no, she totally hated the monkey. She called it unnatural.
Yeah.
The relationship was unnatural. Which-
She could tell the monkey hated her.
Yeah.
Because the monkey put a banana in her
banana
slipper.
peel.
Yeah.
And also the
Little
monkey,
foreshadowing.
yes, and put the banana peel on. And also the monkey, who, by the way, we have not referred to yet by her proper name, Ella.
Yeah.
Oh, right,
Which
right.
is Ella and Alan. The nurse is also pissed off, I think, because the relationship is so much more intense between Ella and Alan than
She's jealous.
her and her bird.
Oh, really?
Her bird,
Well, the
yeah,
bird's
because the
stupid
bird and the
because
bird's in a
it's a
cage,
bird.
and it's just
Yeah.
flying around trying to get away from her, and here's
And
this.
and Alan hates the bird.
That's right.
Yeah.
The bird's really annoying.
Well,
Lands
what?
on his face
Wouldn't
at
you?
one point.
And the nurse doesn't do a fucking thing.
No.
And yet, it lands. It just flies. It seems to only care about his face. Like he must have seed stuck up his nose, and the bird's just like, gotta get in that fucking face and eat that seed.
My favorite scene in the movie is when he's lying in bed and the bird attacks his face. He's like, and
Okay.
he's turning his head. He's trying to get away from it.
Yeah, well, it's
But it's like biting his eyes and
Again,
his
like-
nose.
foreshadow.
I had a parakeet. It was the most harmless creature on the planet.
But why would it do that?
Well, it's
Why
more
would
or less
the bird
just being
fly and attack
annoying,
him?
and yeah.
No,
But,
but
okay.
it was like, well, it's not going to kill him or anything,
Yeah,
but it was
it's
like
more of
biting
an
at,
annoyance
it was biting
thing.
at his eyes and his nose, and I was laughing.
I'm
out
so
loud. I was
yeah.
LOLing.
So it's anytime. Well, it's ridiculous. It's like in the movie Sleepwalkers where people are being attacked by cats, and you're supposed to be scared, but the cats are going. "Meow." It's like a cat on the guy's face. It's the same with this bird. It's just funny. Like,
Yeah, I
like,
was.
I feel bad for if that actually happened to a quadriplegic person. Get away!
Blowing at
Ah,
him.
I'm allergic to feathers. I'm gonna be sneezing. No, but I love because that's the scene that has my favorite line in the entire fucking movie when the nurse comes in and she's like, "What did you do to my bird?" or whatever. He's like, "Nurse, so help me God, you get rid of that bird, or so help me God." And then she turns around and says the coldest line. He goes,
No,
"So-
he says or else.
or else," and then she goes, "What did she say? You'll do what?"
Yeah, you'll do what? Like, wow, you're the worst fucking nurse ever.
Like just evil.
Yeah.
Who, like that is a laugh out loud
Yeah.
evil. You'll do what?
And also at this point, Jeffrey's still giving the monkey more brain
Oh,
shots
yeah,
for some reason. Like,
Jeffrey's just showing up like, "Hey, how's it going, buddy? Hey, I'm just gonna hang out with your monkey in the kitchen for a second, and it's gonna screech and scream." "Oh, don't worry about it. It slammed its little hand in the fridge," is what he told him.
oh.
Like, it slammed its little hand in the fridge.
But and this, I guess this is oh yeah, he told, then of course Ella kills the bird.
Yeah.
They show him reaching into the cage. It's all supposed to be dramatic. And
Okay,
stuff,
so I
and
guess
I'm like,
this
"Oh,
is
bird."
when the weird psychic stuff starts happening.
Well, yeah, I think that there's like I wrote monkey cam.
Yeah.
Because there's like a point of view shot of him running through the woods or outside of the house or whatever, or even around the house. I think it was.
And like jumping over roofs and,
Yeah.
and whatnot. So like he has these weird dreams where he is this monkey.
Which was not
Doesn't
making any sense to me
it
at all.
doesn't make any
No.
sense.
Just because Ella's drinking the brain juice, why is she infecting his?
What would have
what,
made
like-
what would have made more sense would have been if Jeffrey was coming over and was saying, "Look, I think I have something that might help you, but it's highly experimental. And he was also injecting Alan, because then they would both be on the same drug, and that would explain some sort of.
But that didn't happen.
Okay, it should be addressed. Have you guys researched this movie at all?
I was going to, but I forgot.
What we got was it's tons of studio interference, tons.
Really?
Romero was completely devastated.
Oh.
He didn't do. He swore off the studio system until the dark half, but he swore off the studio system because they interfered so much. Yeah, he did the dark half. Yeah. Apparently, 50% of his film is just lying on the cutting room floor. This movie was meant to be like 2.5 hours long.
Really?
And
Holy
they boiled
it wasn't.
Yeah, well, it already felt long. Yeah, but they cut out tons of subplots and whatever.
Right.
So maybe one of them was that the doctor was giving shots to Al. Like.
Well, we're speculating.
We'll never know.
No. We could write our own movie. Like the monkey was at. There's part where he went into space and then saved the astronauts and the space station that was crippled by whatever.
Yeah. And then they blew up the world. Anyways, just like with regards to whatever plot problems there are or narrative issues,
it might have been
it's
destroyed.
Probably because a bunch of studio idiots who forced that ridiculous happy ending on the end of it. By the way, that was the studio. But I guess we'll get to that in a minute.
At the ending, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like I'm watching what the product was presented to us. I can't speculate on what might have been or anything like that. But I'm watching what I watched. And parts of it it just did not make a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
But
he starts having these psychic visions.
So the monkey kills the bird, and then of course the monkey puts the bird into the nurse's slipper. So when she wakes up in the morning, and she freaks out, and Alan's having some weird aggression issue at this point.
Because he's in the proximity of Ella.
And so he like screams at the nurse like, "Fucking bird deserved to fucking die" or something like that, which is awesome.
Yeah.
The bird actually didn't deserve.
It's like this little bird, and he's like, got what it deserved. Like it borrowed money from the mob and didn't pay it back or something. It's like, it's kind of.
She just bit your face.
Flapping around your face a bit.
Yeah, for some reason.
Calm down, Spaz.
So this is where Mom reappears. She moves back. She moves back in, the first scene is his mom giving Alan a sponge bath while he's in his holster, which I was cringing. I was like, holy shit!
It's this actor, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jason Begg. I thought he did a great performance.
Yeah.
Because it was entirely just his head and his face.
Yeah. But the sponge bath scene cracked me up. I'm not sure why.
He's just hanging there.
He's just hanging there, and Mom's washing him and.
Mother. Oh, and he had a beard, and then Melanie shaves him, and that wasn't a very important scene, though. Not really.
Well, you had to get a razor, a straight razor, into the house for the climax.
Oh, that's right, the straight razor. Yeah,
it's like Chekhov once said, if you show a gun at the beginning of the play, it better go off.
If you show a monkey at the beginning of the movie, it better kill everybody in the house.
No, if you show a razor in the beginning of the movie, it better get used.
Oh,
or at least if a monkey suddenly shows up with a razor, you better know where that razor is.
Monkey knife fight. You gotta watch out for those.
You want to cut out the audience reaction of, where to get the razor. You remember the razor.
Of course. Yeah. If a monkey is knocking on your door holding a straight razor,
don't answer it.
Don't let it in.
Don't let it in. That's what the little eye hole's for. Although you wouldn't see the monkey because he's really short.
Called Zenith 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ah. Klondike.
Does anybody remember Zenith 1, 2, 3, 4? That was before 911. Anyways. Never mind. Now Joyce Van Patten, the mother.
She must be the mother of the Van Patten from Class of 1984, isn't she?
I would probably.
Or maybe she's related to Dick Van Patten. She's older brother of Dick Van Patten.
She's the older brother.
Isn't her kid? She might be the mother of Vincent Van Patten, who's in Class of 1984.
Our first podcast movie we did.
Which may not ever come out of the vaults.
Well, it might.
Because we sound like such awkward,
That was our first one.
Buttholes.
That's going to be a real challenge to edit. That one will be a real fucking challenge.
Buttholes. Why? Because it was like 9 hours long.
Yeah, and we don't stay on. We didn't know what the hell we were doing.
No.
Unlike now.
Wow, we're
this is just smooth.
Professionals now. Yeah.
Anyways, I thought she was great. I thought she put in arguably the best actor in the movie.
Well, I don't know. They got the Tooch.
Well, the Tooch was only in 3 scenes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Mother moves back in, and
Yeah.
so the
Little
shit
sponge
hits
bath.
the fan again. Sponge bath. He's getting angry. The monkey's getting angry.
Yeah, Alan's turning into a bit of a dick at this point. You know,
Yeah.
he's just angry all the time, just yelling and screaming. And
Well, if my
the-
mother was washing my balls, I think I'd be a little upset.
you would,
Yeah.
yeah, like now.
I mean, it's been at least 5 years. I
Yeah.
didn't like it.
Didn't like
I
it
didn't
then?
like it. I didn't like it in the '90s, and I
Yeah,
don't like
not-
it now.
no.
So now the monkey is.
He's-
And is this where he finds out that Janine Turner is boning the
Yeah,
tooth?
this is because the monkey's running around and Alan's seeing it and experiencing
No,
it. I know. I thought that the monkey had really poor eyesight because it's all kind of blurry and weird and.
Well, it's more or less what Alan's seeing through the monkey. It's not so much the monkey's actual eyes.
I think he
it's
had
the
bad
weird
eyesight.
vision.
Yeah, monkey
But
need
he
little
finds out-
glasses.
They should have had a little
He
glass.
figures
Or a
out-
monocle, monkey monocle.
That would be perfect.
He figures out the affair because he tries to phone the doctor and gets a forwarding number
Oh.
and recognizes the number.
No,
Yeah.
he calls his
And-
girlfriend.
Well, he
and
calls
and the
her
tooth-
because
the tooth
well,
picks up.
yeah, but he at first calls the doctor and the number. Oh, but you can reach him
He-
at this other.
Yeah,
number.
yeah.
He recognizes the number and then
That's his
demands
girlfriend's,
that the monkey put that card in. It's kind of cool. These
Oh
phone
yeah,
cards
that's right. I forgot about that.
I
Yeah.
want
that
one.
go into the top of the phone. Yeah,
Um,
stick them in like a totally
It goes into your
80s.
cell phone.
Just
An
slide it.
80s landline SIM card would be the equivalent, but it's
Yeah.
just for each individual number has a card.
Yeah.
And,
But what I love, and this also happens in Pink Floyd The Wall, is you're at your girlfriend's place, you got the fireplace going, you're naked, you're making a cuckold of God, whatever. You know, you're living in sin.
Yes.
I.e., you are engaging in sexual intercourse for the night. It's not your apartment. The phone rings. Have you? Well,
Nope.
okay, you've been married your entire life.
I was married since I've been 1 year old.
That's right.
Yeah.
You were born married.
Yes, I was born married.
Have you ever picked up your girlfriend's phone when it rang? Back in the landline days.
Never.
I would
Ever.
never do it,
No.
but I've seen it in movies so many times where the dude's like, "Well, I'm boning your girlfriend. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna pick up the
Well, yeah,
phone."
But it's explained here. It's given as a forwarding number.
Yeah, but why
Yeah.
is he answering? Why isn't the girlfriend answering and saying, "Oh, here's the doctor"?
He
Fair enough.
because he was wearing a towel.
And they're always wearing a towel.
And
I didn't even really think twice about it. The guy's an idiot. He answers the
But I'm
phone.
like, wow, Tucci's pretty ripped. You know,
Oh,
he's
no.
got the pecs and the six pack.
Oh yeah, but he never had hair. Did you notice that?
Was he hairless?
This is the hairiest I've ever seen Stanley Tucci,
Right.
and
And
he
you've
still
seen
had
it- you've seen him
a
in
significant.
various
He was like a
degrees.
Homer Simpson in this situation.
But yeah, no, it totally reminded me of the wall too. Because when that scene when he calls and then the guy answers and then the operator says,
There's a man
Yeah,
answering."
there's a man. Is there someone else besides your wife? No one would say that.
Yeah, except you know that's a real phone call though.
Is it?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
someone would say that.
well, no, like on the album, we won't get too much into it, but on the I'm a huge Pink Floyd expert.
Oh.
That they recorded that by actually phoning somebody in having somebody in New York phone England, and they staged the whole thing just to see what an operator might say.
Oh, really?
And they got the perfect.
Really?
clip. Yep, and it
That's
made it for
weird.
the movie. Anyways, so now he's all mad because Janine Turner is fucking his doctor. I guess that's pretty understandable.
God, it's a Tooch. Look at him. Look at those pecs. Those
Oh,
hairy pecs.
Then that night he has a big crazy nightmare about the monkey with matches.
Yes.
And the monkey burnt the monkey.
Well, that was the most disappointing scene in the movie for me when the monkey tracks them down at the lake house or wherever they are and then burns the house down.
Let's say that the lake house is 10 miles away.
It seemed that it was further away.
Even
than that.
farther, man. Like then how is this monkey really? Is it taking the bus?
Does not have Google Maps. Does not know where it's going.
Well, no. I think the monkey might know where it's going because Alan knows where it is.
Right.
But my point is the distance. Like, can a monkey the size of a bread box feasibly make it from like here to Squamish and back?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like an hour.
And burn a house
Burn a
down.
house down.
Like, it's like.
But it didn't show how it burned the house down or why they couldn't escape or anything like that.
That seemed
Although,
like
although they showed some flames up
some
close.
stock, some very stock.
Yeah. I want to see some action.
You want to see the Tooch?
I want to
the
see
Tooch
some-
in flames.
I want to see some monkey on Tooch action. That's
Some
what I want
monk
to see.
on Tooch.
Monk on Tooch.
The monkey, I guess it went there and found matches, and
Burn a house down, yeah.
it's kind of funny when you think
Yeah.
about it. Little monkey hand trying to get
Yeah.
a box of matches. It's like Rady. It's like it's the last match. It doesn't work.
But I think also when this was going on, is this when they have like awesome sex scene.
Oh, the awesome sex. No. This is.
This is in my notes. I've got this like right after that, but I don't know. I don't know if there's a.
Well, because the mother gets the phone call the next day, and she's like, the door's open. How will I ever tell him the horrible thing I'm hearing on the phone right now? And then he wheels in the corner. He's like, oh, and then she just says it. And he says it. There was a fire, and she's like, yeah, how'd you know that or whatever? And it's all creepy.
Yeah.
And then, I think at this point he decides he has to get away from this fucking monkey.
Right.
He's like, I'm telling you, this monkey, it's in my fucking head. It's killing people. I'm turning into an asshole.
Yeah, he sure is.
So they go to the monkey barn.
For some reason, I wrote down he wanted to sleep in the barn. Does that make sense to you, anybody?
I don't remember why he wanted to sleep in the barn.
Yeah, but he wanted to sleep in the barn, right? I had a few beers at this point while I was watching it, so maybe that did happen.
What I wrote down was, I don't know if I could ever bone in a barn full of monkeys.
Oh.
Well, the monkeys are looking at you and yelling and stuff.
Of course they are, and they're probably jerking off.
Yeah,
like
they know what's going on. They're monkeys. They're smart animals.
Is there a more romantic setting than a barn full of monkeys? But on the other hand, you might really get into it. Like, I'm one of these.
Show him out. And he's like, and then he's looking at all the monkeys. Wow, they're boning. Like, yeah, look at me. Although he's not doing any boning because he can't move.
Well, there's not really
sitting on his face.
She's
my favorite.
Hanging on his face.
Because she's got a hold of the apparatus he uses to get around.
That's right.
And I was watching that because they started making out, and then they show the boob, and she drags her boob across his face. Yeah. And I go, oh, please let there be cunnilingus, because this is the only way basically it can actually have sex. And there is, she lowers herself onto him from holding the bars, and I thought that was so good. That made me laugh so much. It was great. It was nice to see. And the look on his face was he wasn't quite into it or didn't know what to do. He kind of looked a little panicked. But she enjoyed herself. It was good. Yeah, it's all good. Anything to add to that?
You don't see a lot of movies where quadriplegic guys get it on.
No.
It's true. It reminded me a lot of the sex scene from Coming Home. And
right. No, Coming Home.
No, but I'm just going to say the Coming jokes, Just
okay.
Coming Home.
But Coming Home with Jane Fonda and John Boyd, because he's quadriplegic in that film.
Mm-hmm.
But they too have a hot sex scene.
And The Sessions. Other than that, I can't think of movies where quadriplegic people get it on at all.
Forrest Gump? Is there anything like that?
My Left Foot. Tons of sex in that one.
Yeah, just with his foot.
My Left Nut? Is that what it's
My
originally
Left
called?
Fist.
Yeah, I've got the word junkie monkey. Was the monkey shooting up on his own?
Okay, no, that's cool. So now we cut back to Jeffrey the junkie. Oh, he takes the monkey back because they want to go to the monkey barn and get it on. And so he's like, take back your creepy monkey that burns people to death. And yeah, Ella's like way smarter now.
Yeah, well,
but now Ella wants the serum because Ella understands that the injection is going to make her smarter.
Does she shoot herself up, or does she?
No. She keeps going over to the fridge or whatever, and like I can't remember what it is. She keeps She keeps like moving her little head in the direction of the serum.
Did you see the inside of the fridge? See the inside of the fridge where he kept the serum? It's filthy.
Yeah.
It's like the fridge here.
It's the guy who doesn't wash.
It's gross.
It's like a fridge down in the dump.
It's a terrible doctor. He can't keep anything clean. Doesn't wear gloves.
He doesn't wash his hands when he gets to work. Yeah. He doesn't take his coat off when he's shaving brains.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now Ella is like, ooh, I want to get like crazy. Let's do this shit.
For me, this film is a total remake. It could only have happened post Fatal Attraction. This movie.
Except it didn't, did it? Oh, it did. Yeah, it was a year after Fatal Attraction.
It was, yeah. It's like
we should do
the murderous, jealous lover. It is.
I wrote down a thing. I don't know if it was in the movie or if it was a question I was asking myself at this point. Can a monkey commit murder?
Well, not under the law. Oh, speaking of the law, the monkey comes to school with them.
Helps him pass his logs in.
That's right. He puts his hand up.
It's like educating Rita, but with a monkey. You're the only person on the planet who's going to get that reference. No, a monkey cannot commit murder. Manslaughter, banana slaughter, maybe.
Monkey slaughter? Only if it kills another monkey.
That's the question raised by the injection of the brains. Is there a level of humanity
inside the monkey?
Wait a minute, we're taking this shit way too seriously. No, the monkey can't commit murder. So Ella wants more brain juice, and for some reason, all of the monkeys like escape in the lab and start knocking shit over?
Ella lets them all out and then takes off.
Is that what happens?
Yeah, she opens all the cages and takes off.
That's
and they ruin the place.
They just start knocking brain juice over.
Yeah.
And so now he's got nothing left, and so he only has like the one serum.
Yeah.
And for some reason he injects himself with his monkey brain juice.
But he wants to mind meld with Ella to see what's going on and see what we can do.
Yeah.
So he injects himself and passes out in his chair. And I think he actually does it. But yeah, he's lying in his chair, his head's flopping around.
Yeah.
So then we cut back to the house, and Mom is losing her shit, and then Alan's losing his shit. And there's a scene where...
Is this when he really tells her off?
Yeah, and then she slaps him. She starts slapping.
Oh God, this poor guy.
Nothing he can do. First attacked by a bird. Then Mom's slapping his head because he can't do anything to protect his head.
Yeah, she slaps the shit out of him like because he's an ungrateful son or whatever, and she's like, "I'm taking a bath."
Then the next thing you could do after to decompress is take a bath.
That's what my mom used to do when she slapped the shit out of me.
She went to take a bath.
Yeah.
And so you know what's going to happen next. It's quite.
It's really obvious, but I still loved watching it.
Yeah. Well, my question at this point is, does the monkey have a working knowledge of electricity?
You have
and
so many questions.
Well, this movie raises a lot of questions.
Oh my God, Darren, you have so many fucking questions.
How does the monkey
did this monkey go to electrician school? Did it understand AC/DC currents?
How does it know if it throws a plugged-in hairdryer into the bath, it's going to fry Mom? Like, how does it know that? Did it read did it read the manual on the hairdryer saying do not get wet?
Knows that.
But he's a monkey.
Yeah. It's like you're just born with that knowledge.
Yeah. So all the monkeys in the world know that about us.
You know, it never even occurred to me. Like that was a question I probably should have asked myself. But instead, I was like, awesome.
Mm-hmm. I liked it as well.
Because I always love it when people get electrocuted. It's another one of those tropes that is it a trope or a cliche? It's a cliche.
I don't think so. I think it's a method.
And he's like shouting to his mom, like, "Mom, the monkey's here. Look out for the monkey.
The monkey's here."
And she's like, "I'm taking a bath. I'm playing with myself." Yeah, and then the monkey comes in, throws a hairdryer. See, what I found what I didn't realize is that if there's a hairdryer plugged into a wall and that hairdryer is in a bathtub with a dead woman and water in it, that every time the circuit breaker comes back on, it's going to shut down the whole system.
Right.
Because they can't get the lights back on like twice.
A couple times, yeah.
And they sneak in that really great Grosso shot of her hand shaking when he does manage to briefly get the power back on. It just reminds you, hey, someone is frying.
Another little jolt.
And you see the hand twitching. I thought that was a really nice touch.
I also wrote down. I don't know if someone said it, but to me I said, your mother's dead. Monkey shines. Did anybody say that in the movie? Oh, I wish someone had said that. I don't know why I wrote it down.
Because that would just be...
See, I was so into the movie at this point. I was so invested.
What a great greeting card that would be. Like so now we're getting into the climax of the film.
The monkey's running around doing shit.
The monkey's in the house. So Jeffrey comes over at this point, right? So Jeffrey...
Yeah. He's got a syringe full of something to kill the monkey with.
Yes. Now, for some reason, I got the impression he had 2 syringes.
Right.
I got the impression that you needed 2 injections. I think one injection was to quiet the monkey down, and the other one was to kill the monkey.
Why don't you just kill the monkey with the one?
I don't know. I don't know why he had 2 syringes, but he definitely had 2 syringes.
Well, I'll tell you why. I thought he brought 2. It's just like bringing 2 guns or something. It's
yeah. Okay.
It's not that one does something different than the other. He's just doubled up on his arsenal to take out the homicidal monkey.
Right. But of course, things go awry, and the monkey gets a hold of the syringe.
Well, first the monkey's got the straight razor.
Oh, right.
And the monkey has a go at Jeffrey with the straight razor, and that's a genuinely horrifying.
Well, when you're just a head, and like, what are you gonna do?
Well, not Alan, Jeffrey.
Right.
Like so Jeffrey's actually fighting with this weird, hairy, incredibly strong thing on the floor is wielding a fucking. By the way, straight razor is arguably the most terrifying horror movie weapon.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of any. A chainsaw isn't as scary. An axe isn't as scary. A fucking straight razor, for some reason, is just so...
Yeah.
Because it's so thin and precise.
Thin and, it cuts so easily.
Oh, and it's like, in Pet Sematary, it's used to brilliant effect with the Achilles tendon.
Oh, yeah. That's nice.
And then across the mouth, he gives him a Chelsea smile.
Oh, the old Chelsea smile.
So Jeffrey gets the lights back on,
luckily the circuit box is in the kitchen, so they can just flip them back on.
Well, he finds the old lady. He unplugs the blah 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 blah. He gets the lights on. He gets attacked by Ella with a straight razor. Cuts his hand wide open.
Right.
But he's got the syringe, and Ella's really good at fucking with this guy because Ella,
smart monkey.
Ella knocks it. Totally a smart monkey.
Yeah.
Ella knocks the syringe out of his hand and then like has like is using like a
clothes hanger.
No, not a clothes hanger. Is it? Well, sorry, not clothes peg. Clothes hanger. Yeah.
Yeah.
A clothes hanger as like a hockey. Well, you must have loved this because you're a hockey guy. And just like bats it down the hall.
Yeah.
And then when he goes to get it, she like jumps up on him or something. And like anyway, she's fucking with him in his hallway.
Yeah.
And she eventually gets the best of him and stabs him with the.
I don't know if this was in the movie, but I've got a funny line right down there that says, "Whatever it takes, fuckface."
Oh, I just.
Do you have that too?
I have dude calls his own monkey fuckface.
Yeah, he goes, "Whatever it takes, fuckface."
But here's where I'm super clever.
I love fuckface.
Dude calls his monkey fuckface when he literally fucked someone with his face earlier in the movie. Like, who are you calling fuckface?
Yes, and then the monkey starts feeding Alan the monkey treats.
Yeah.
Just starts cramming him into his mouth. And then he's fighting the monkey with the coat hanger. I guess that's Jeffrey that's doing that.
That was actually really scary too. Like the use of a coat hanger as a weapon was pretty freaky because I think the monkey gets him across the face with a coat hanger.
And at this point,
gets Melanie across the face.
Gets her across the face.
But at this point, he's also tripped Melanie, who's banged her head, and she's knocked out. But he tries to wake her up to help out by driving his wheelchair into her over and over again.
Well, what else are you gonna do?
I know.
Blow on her, and she's unconscious for a
while.
Well, okay, so if you fell over and hit your head on a table and you were unconscious for that long, you got some serious brain damage or something. So the monkey tries hilariously trying to catch her on fire with matches.
Right. Well, all of a sudden, he's sticking a lit match into her coat and into her hair.
Well, she's soaking wet, so the match nothing's gonna happen.
No, but did the monkey piss on her? The monkey pissed on somebody.
The monkey pissed on
Alan, right?
Alan, and that's when Alan really loses his shit.
Right.
Too.
Wow. That's the last straw, monkey.
The last straw. It's like the insult. He pisses on.
Okay, so she's lying on the floor. Oh, and then the monkey gets a syringe and starts poking at her, and they did it a little too much, where it was like the syringe slowly poking her ear.
Yeah.
The syringe poking
the
her lip.
But at this point, had the monkey taken out Jeffrey at this point?
Well, Jeffrey's dead.
Yeah, because the monkey jumps on his back and jams the syringe into him.
And he makes a great primate reference to the whole subject matter of the movie. He says, "I put enough in there to take out King Kong."
That's right.
Or put down King Kong.
A bigger
monkey.
monkey.
Yeah, and he's super fucked up. I thought his performance there was great. Like when he was all like messed up and like, I need to get to the hospital. He like just falls over.
Like angrily tells the monkey, "I'm gonna chew out your fucking heart."
Really?
Yep, I've got it written down right here.
How did I miss that?
Yeah, and then.
So let's get to the money shot. I thought he was gonna somehow use the house against the monkey because the whole time he's going 11 and then the oven door opens or whatever and he goes he goes 7 and so he's been conditioning himself to learn all the numbers that make the house work. And
that would have made sense.
I thought, what he'll do is he'll open the oven and then he'll quickly wheel over and fucking push the monkey in the oven or something and bake it to death. So imagine my surprise when he lulls the monkey to give him a hug and then just
he gets the monkey to play the music.
Oh, he gets the monkey to
That's
play
right.
the music.
Romantic music. I'm sorry.
No,
you're building up to something big there.
He bites it by the neck, I guess.
Bites the monkey to
the back
death.
of its head.
By the back of his head, and he just goes to town on this fucking monkey, and he starts like going back and forth. So he's this guy in a wheelchair, and the only part of his body that's moving is his head. It's going back and forth, and the monkey's screeching and screaming, and there's blood flying everywhere, and I'm not quite sure how he kills it because that couldn't have killed the monkey, and he throws it against the stereo.
That's right.
Throws it against stereo and turns off the music.
Okay, there's no fucking way that is possible. With a dead monkey, you probably couldn't even pick a dead monkey up with your teeth if you tried. Oh, and there's a major plot element that we overlooked.
The hand moves.
The hand moves.
So he's seeing a new doctor, and the new doctor says,
"It's
always good to get second opinions."
Who's that guy? It's like John Landis or something.
And then he has a dream, which is it totally reminded me of the ending of Carrie.
Happy ending. He's getting the surgery.
Yeah, and then they go fishing.
Wait,
Not yet.
No, wait.
Carrie.
What happens when he has the fucking operation?
That's the Carrie ending. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so brilliant.
It's like the Friday the 13th, Jason.
The monkey pops out of his spine or something.
Yeah,
awesome.
I thought it looked.
Okay, to the
it was
listener,
fun, but-
what happens is you're led to believe that now he's in surgery and they're gonna fix his spine, and then all of a sudden he flatlines. You hear like, beep.
Yeah.
I know because I've watched this scene about 17 times. And the doctor looks down at his back, at Alan's back, and a monkey jumps out of his back, like Alien.
Not a monkey, the monkey.
Oh, the monkey.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a different monkey. Peter Tork. I should have gone with Mickey Dolenz. I'm sorry. No, the monkey just jumps out of his spine.
Yeah.
And it looks so stupid. And like, why? Why? Like, you liked it. I thought it actually almost ruined the movie.
No, man. I don't think there couldn't have been anything to ruin this movie for me. That was just a little cherry on top of the icing on top of the cake.
Yeah, it didn't ruin it. I wish that had been the actual end of the movie.
Yeah.
But instead it's like, and he wakes up like, boo, I had a horrible nightmare. I can jump and dance and
fish.
Oh, fine, I can skip, I can fish.
Yeah, so they go fishing and she's wearing the sexy hip waders
I don't have to eat you out anymore. We can have
So tired of that. So tired of lowering yourself onto my face.
Their relationship, he never eats her out ever again. She's like, like I know you had an operation and everything.
But you know, that cunnilingus is pretty good.
I was enjoying that.
Can we do that again?
I
still got the harness in the barn, in the monkey barn. We just dart in there.
Come on, baby, let's go to and pretend that I'm quadriplegic.
Yeah.
And then she pulls up in a van, and you're supposed to think he's still in the wheelchair, and then he gets up and he climbs into the truck and they drive away, and that's the end of the movie.
She was wearing the sexy hip waders.
Oh, I didn't realize she was wearing the sexy hip waders.
And they have another but he was actually participating in it this time instead of sitting in the wheelchair watching her eat the sandwiches and stuff.
My dick works again.
Yay!
Yay! And then they got drunk in a boat, and they didn't wear their life preservers.
And then Jason came out of the water.
And then Jaws ate Jason.
And the hand from Deliverance came up.
That's right.
Yeah, so the movie's done, and then they had the credits roll, and I don't know if you guys watched the credits, but they were saying that this monkey helper monkey thing actually exists. But there's no circumstances where any monkeys ever.
That was actually at the beginning
psychically
of the film.
and murder your mother.
It was also in the credits.
Oh, really? Yeah. I only saw it at the beginning of the movie. I guess I didn't sit through the.
I saw it at the beginning of the movie, and I thought, boy, this is really setting a certain tone.
Well, yeah. No, Monkey Shines. What do you guys think?
Going into this, I was like, I don't know. I think this movie probably sucks. I remember thinking it was really boring. Fuck, was I wrong when I was 13.
I have to say, I loved it. I love this movie. I hated it when I first watched it because I thought it was boring and dull, but time has been very kind to this movie.
I really enjoyed it.
Sign me up for Monkey Shines.
I really enjoyed it too. I really enjoyed it when I first saw it as well, like I told you way back in the day. Mm-hmm. And look, I don't want to sound like I'm taking the film too seriously, but
no, you can't.
Of course not. But I mean, I went into this and I was aware of the fact that there had been studio interference, and I just think there's some really excellent underrated work within this film. The film's not perfect.
No.
And it definitely has the tacked on ending and stuff like that, and it feels, they don't fully explain the psychic connection and stuff.
Right.
There's those obvious signs of studio interference. But that being said, and those are, flaws imposed by the movie, by the force of the studio. But all I'm saying is, I think there's some really excellent underrated work by Romero. It's not just the straight out. I love Romero, but he's not just going for straight up horror. I thought there was really great work from the lead actor. Went into this movie knowing about the studio interference, but I do think there's some really underrated work. I think there's some great levels of drama that come out in this. This film's not getting enough credit.
I agree.
It really does.
Well, we have it now in the store, and we can promote it.
I can't believe we've talked this long without at least addressing
I can't believe we've talked this long.
the monkey work. The trainer, whoever trained that monkey. I mean,
I bet there's more than one.
There's a lot of prosthetics, and I think it was just one though.
Oh yeah, that's right. His name was Boo. Boo played.
There was Boo the monkey. But there was also a lot of puppeteering and stuff. And honestly, I didn't notice. Every now
and then I did. Like I think that the
little hands or whatever.
The bathtub scene when he fries mom. That you can see. To me, it looked like throwing the thing into the water. It looked. But yeah, it did look. And actually, I appreciate that more when I can see that kind of effect.
Yeah.
Rather than just a scene.
Oh, I dig it. Yeah. But okay, so I think all three of us like
Loved it.
if the question is does it hold up? Yes, absolutely.
Totally. Actually,
Yeah.
it doesn't just hold up. It's way better now than I think it was when it came
It's
out.
better than it was 20 years ago.
I don't know why, but
and it's a smart script, and it's just I
It-
really
it-
want to see what the fucking ending was supposed to be.
You know what? Like, read the book. Yeah.
Yeah.
Monkey Shines.
Based on a novel.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a pop-up book.
Yeah.
And at the end, it's a spine, and then the monkey comes out, a little cardboard
and
monkey.
Actually, at the end, you have these little cardboard tabs you use, so you move his head back and forth, and it bites the monkey.
Yeah. Oh, and the sex scene is great. You can like you
Yeah,
can lower her crotch onto his tongue.
I'm dad. You can like smear it on his head, like
And
move it all up and down.
all the monkeys are in the background,
Yeah.
and they can move back and forth. I'm telling you, this movie is entering cult status.
Why is it called Monkey Shine?
It's an expression.
Is it?
My grandmother used to
song
say
Monkey Shines.
Little
There's
kids.
a song. There's
Oh.
like a kid's song.
Well, it's like horseplay. Monkey Shines.
Okay.
It's like if you're a little kid and you're running around pulling pranks on people, you're getting into Monkey Shines.
You're shining the monkey? Because
I guess and jerking off. I think.
But
Well,
yeah,
should-
I'm
should-
glad to hear there's a cult forming because I think
It does.
Highly
hold up.
recommend it. If you want to
Highly.
recommend a movie to watch with this, I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
I just recently watched the original King Kong with my kid. We both loved it. 1933, Ray Harryhausen doing all those amazing
Yeah,
stop-motion effects. It's still
Was that Harryhausen who
yeah,
did the first King Kong?
I believe it was Harryhausen. That movie still holds up. I've seen the movie probably about 10, 15 times, and I still love it. So yeah, watch King Kong and Monkey Shines, the original King Kong. Like the Peter Jackson one was okay, and then the 1977 one with Jessica Lange, is that when that came out? Jeff Bridges, that one was okay, but you know the original, mwah, I used that mwah sound and gesture.
I honestly completely forgot to think of a movie that I would pair up with this.
Have you watched anything good recently?
Well, my go-to is probably my favorite horror movie of all time, which is The Changeling, which might seem strange, but both movies are set in a house with
No, I can see that
somebody
would totally work.
who's suffered, like they have similar protagonists.
Right.
And
so there's a trauma involved.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go with The Changeling, directed by who was it?
Peter Medak.
Peter Medak, 1980, starring George C. Scott. I'm constantly.
Spoiler alert: the monkey did it.
Yeah.
also it stars Vancouver, where we are recording this show tonight, as Seattle.
That's right.
Of course it is.
That's right. Yeah. So that's what I would recommend.
You?
The movie that I would totally recommend this is another underseen, as a double bill with this, is another underseen great piece of stalker trash, because this film has a real stalker element to it. And I don't mean, I'm not talking Tarkovsky stalker, I'm talking like just movies about stalkers.
Right.
Bad Influence. It's a
that's
thriller
good.
directed by Curtis Hanson.
Right.
Oh, really?
Was
Yes,
that with, James
Curtis
Spader?
Hanson. James Spader
Rob-
is being stalked by
Rob-
psycho
Rob Lowe.
That's a really good movie.
That's
actually.
interesting.
Yeah.
Because I like the duality, the stalking, the bonding, all this stuff, and a lot of it's wish fulfillment, vengeance. Like James Spader, who's very oppressed in that movie, gets a lot of his wish fulfillment through the psychotic character of Rob Lowe, and I would put them together as a
Did you just watch that recently?
I didn't. I saw Bad Influence years ago. In fact, I might call it out as a podcast.
Yeah.
That's very. I would. You know what? I've never seen it.
That's great. I remember really. I only saw it the one time when it came. It was like '95 or maybe even earlier than that, wasn't it?
See now.
Probably even earlier than that.
See now.
Oh, it's earlier. It might even be like 1991.
Oh no, I think it's like 89, 90.
It
I
could
think
be 89.
I think it's 1899.
Good
See
try.
now I want to change my pick to single white female.
You can't.
Shit.
Have you ever seen The Silent Partner, by the way?
Yes.
Because
Okay.
that
Whoa.
was written.
No. Less editing for Dylan.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's just wrap it up.
Wait,
and
so
then we
we're
can talk
done.
amongst ourselves.
So we have been recording here at Black Dog Video on Commercial Drive at Grant in sunny, rainy, whatever, windy
Dark,
Vancouver.
Smelly, yeah.
Come by. All of the movies that we talk about on this podcast are available for rent,
Yes.
day or
come
night.
come and enjoy yourself.
And there's
get
a
some
second location over at
on Canby Street, Canby and 18th.
At Canby Street.
I'm not
you had a
100%
monkey pun on the tip of your tongue, and I cut you
No,
off.
I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure if I have Monkey Shines at that store. So you're gonna have to come here to rent it for sure.
Yeah.
And come and shine your monkey in here.